What's going on, guys? This is the intro to the very first draft league that I am ever doing. I've watched it for years, and let's just talk about the team that I drafted briefly, and then we will get underway. And I've got a first match already lined up. I'll make a separate video of the breakdown and of the match itself. We'll put those together, but just try to get out some content. It's the first time I've ever done a draft, and so let me know what you guys think of how the team went. So the first round, I wanted to get Great Tusk, and unfortunately it was sniped, and so I had to settle for, and I know it's like settling for something, but I got Kurum. Okay, and Kurum is a very mixed attacker, has good bulk, a lot of different things that we can do from here. So whenever I got Kurum, I had the idea that I was going to start a snow team. But before I got that out of the way, I wanted to make sure that I had another counterpart that could hit really hard. And so the second round, I got Ogrepon, Hearthflame, the fire one, and just heavy hitter, a lot of utility used as well. Can't use an item, obviously, because it has to have the mask. But I just went for those two just for like heavy hitters. And then in the third pick, I got Landorus Therian. So I got an Intimidate Mon. Still technically a mixed attacker, because I've seen some sets in leagues that I've watched run like specially, and I see that like I don't really have an actual ice resist, and I also need an opportunity for snow. I wanted Galarian Slowking. I wanted Glowking. That's actually one of my favorite Pokemon, and I had to settle for Slowking because it was already taken, and that's fine because now I have an ice resist as well. Extremely bulky, a lot of different things. I feel like I wish I could explain a little more to you guys, but like I said, I only know from watching for years. I've never experienced it myself, so going through it, and I had a lot of people help me that are in other leagues. I will have a second league going on right now that I'm drafting, and we're mid-draft actually right now. We're almost towards the end, and I'll have a video out for that one too. I'm going to try to keep up with both of them best I can. The best thing to do is probably just not edit much and just put everything together the way it is. If I remember correctly, let me just pull up what I have, because I'm not going to edit or cut anything, just make it simple. So at this point, I don't have a steel type, I don't have a poison type. Don't think Reverum, that's not what I went. But then also I don't have a ground resist other than Lando, and I wanted to go on ahead and get something, and then on top of that, a Defogger and Corviknight. Then after that, I decided what I'm going to do is, at this point, my mind has been set on who I want. At least one Pokemon I wanted a Terra, make my Terra captain. It's a low tier Terra. We had 16 Terra captain points, so there was no tax. It's just that whatever the points that cost, you had 16 total points for the Terra captain, and then 1 stab, 2 non-stab. I think that's traditional so far from what I've seen. So I went with Sandy Shocks to have another electric immunity on top of an actual special attacker that hits really hard. I know I got a mixed attacker in Kurum, and then Slowking is a special attacker, but I really don't have one that like hits hard, and I could run choice specs with this. Then my first Terra captain, Alolan Sandslash. Slush Rush. Can't use Snow Cloak, but I don't want it anyways. Slush Rush is amazing. Then I'm able to outspeed. I can do like Swords Dance, different things. If I want Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear, Loaded Dice, and then I got it as a Terra, Steel, Ground, and Water, if I remember correctly. Let me just make sure. Don't want to tell you guys wrong. Yeah, Steel, Ground, and Water. And then after that, I've got a huge fire problem. And then I've got, it's neutral, neutral, resist, super effective, and then a quad weak. So I don't have a fairy type yet either. I still don't have a poison type, so I'm noting all this stuff down. But I went, and I think this is very underrated. Doc Spun, complete fire immunity. Obviously, most sets are like Wish, Baton Pass, Body Press, I think. And even if that's what it is, it's still so viable. Dragon Resist as well. Completely completely walls gouging fire, and other stuff like that. And I just a defensive Pokemon that I could go for. And then I made this also a Terra Captain. So at this point, this was 7 points. This was 4 points. I guess I should tell you guys the points. Not that it matters. It varies between each league. But Kyurem was 18. Ogerpon Hearthflame was 16. Lando T was 16. Slowking was 15. Corviknight was 13. Sandy Shocks was 12. Sandslash is 7. And Darkspawn was 4. And I made it a Terra. I made it a Terra Fairy, Steel, and Water. Yeah, so at this point I had 19 points left. And if I remember correctly, because I have to remember because I actually had some different stuff, I got Hitmontop. Can't type. I had Hitmontop because I had a rock weakness, and this is a lot of priority. A spinner as well. Of course, Sandslash, Alolan Sandslash can spin as well. I got Hitmontop, and so that put me at 13 points left. I'm trying to think what I had. Didn't have a poison type, so then I went into Hisuian Quillfish. I can run Eviolite on it, and then at least I've now got a T-Spike setter, Toxic, a Psychic Immunity, very good. And then let's see, what was the last two? I had a Alolan Persian. So there's another Psychic Immunity. Fur Coat's amazing. This was low tier. I think Hitmontop was 6. Hisuian Quillfish was 7. Alolan Persian was 4. And then I got Crocalor. Super beefy with Eviolite. But once the draft was over with, I decided to make free agent move. And I Terra'd the Crocalor, if I remember correctly. It was Fire, Grass, and Fairy. But then I decided I got rid of Crocalor, I got rid of Hisuian Quillfish, and I got rid of Hitmontop. So that left me with 15 points to play with, and so I needed to get a poison type, but then also get priority and a rock resist. So I got Hisuian Sneasel, because it still hits really hard. But now I've got more bulk than what a Sneasler even has, and can still do a lot of things. It doesn't have Dire Claw, but it can do a lot of things that Sneasler can do, just not as hard hitting. At least it survives some hits. And I made this my other Terra because I got rid of the Crocalor and the because I had so many Terra points left over just because it was Crocalor at 2 points. This was 5. This maxed me out at 7, 4, and 5. And I made it Terra Fighting, Dark, and Electric. I know that doesn't help with the ground resist for the electric, but it's just super offensive, and it at least resists flying, and that's the main point of why I did that. And then the last one I wanted another water type because Slowking is not super offensive. I mean, I could make it. It's just the whole point of it is to be especially bulky. I could even make it Fizz Def if I have to, but I got Inteleon for the last one, just so I can run Sniper. I kind of wanted to go Kingdra, but I did not want to have a Dragon type again. And I think Kingdra was, let's see here, how many points Kingdra was. Kingdra was definitely not 10 points. Yeah, Kingdra is not in the 10 point. I think Kingdra was like 12 or 13. Surely it's not higher than that. I thought about going Seeger at 2 points because it's same identity for the kind of the thought of the Hisuian Sneasel. I'm not seeing the Kingdra on here. If it was less, then I mean I could have went with it, but I kind of didn't want another dragon type. Yeah, I was at 12 points. That's why, so I couldn't afford it. All right. So that's the team. I guess I'll let you. So Kiram, Ogrepon, Hearthflame, Lando T, Slow King, Corviknight, Sandy Shocks, Alolan Sandslash, Doxpun, Alolan Persian, Hisuian Sneasel, and Inteleon. That is my team for the PDA. This is my first draft league, and I will put a video out shortly. Well, I say shortly. I'll put this out, and then I will have one where I'm going over the team builder, because I'm still in the process of it, even though I've got not too long, because we're going to play the match sooner than later this week. And you'll get to see the match too. So I hope you guys appreciate. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please help me out with any tips. I got a lot of people in Discord helping me out, and multiple servers. But I think that this is going to be fun, because I just like the thought of fantasy football and sports, and it also gets the knowledge of this. And just try it out, even if I'm not very good. It's not a big deal. It's all about having fun and kind of finding a little niche and another hobby to do. But if that's it, I'll catch you guys for the team build and the matchup. See you guys.